All right, gang. Here we are for the next installment of learning to ride my GS. You might notice I actually finally bought a proper riding suit. Feels a little ridiculously flashy, but pretty good value, pretty good price. Picked it up. So anyway, so far it's really pretty freaking awesome, and I'm most impressed with it. But anyway, enough of the jacket and pants. Maybe I'll talk about this stuff later. But it does feel a lot better to be actually protected with armor, top to bottom, instead of what I was running around with before. So we are out here for this next installment of this series, and I'm at a special little spot here in northern Utah, and here comes a train. Coming into Ogden. Whew. That is a lot. Yeah, that is a dusty old road right there, bud. Dang, that dude was moving, man. 50 miles an hour at least. Whew. So you can see down the road there, that is where we were about to embark upon. We're gonna go for it, and we're gonna try to get over there to Promontory Peak, Promontory Mountain, and then cruise from there down to Thiokol, the rocket display. And this road's not too formidable, but gravel, a couple little trenches here and there. So I'm gonna set up the time lapse, cruise across the dike here. It's pretty legit. It's just a super weird place. Pretty much anywhere you get around here out at the Salt Lake, Salt Flats. I mean, this, you know, the Salt Flats go to the Newfoundland Mountains over there, 70 miles, I don't know, a long ways. But it's always just a little bit bizarre to be out here in the middle of nowhere in the Salt Flats of the Great Salt Lake. I need to get my freaking mount set up properly, but I don't want you guys to miss this. It's just too cool. So anyways, I gotta get my GoPros figured out, but it's just so rad out here. Look at that massive pile of salt out there. And the reflection, super cool. But we're gonna just pick up the pace here and try and get across this thing. There's Antelope Island right there. How freaking rad is that? Well, my dudes, that is it. We are here. We made it across, made it through the gauntlet. That is the dike road. Coincidentally, all the cool ass scenery was on the right side of the whole excursion. So, I'm gonna have to do this trip again. Cool. So, purpose of this learning to ride trek was just before I get going on my trip over to Minnesota in 3 days time. Wanted to tackle a little bit of different terrain here and give it a try on pretty darn packed dirt road, some gravel. There was a fair amount of gravel patches like this to avoid, but there was enough packed tire tracks that that really wasn't a problem. I was able to maintain 30 and up to 40 knots 40 miles an hour comfortably. So full aired up tires on the Michelin Pilot road trails, and no problems, no issues. So gives some more confidence. This damn GoPro Hero 7 black, so freaking hot. This is me cooling it down. I've only had one mission so far today. Not even being roasting hot. Yes, it's functional. Next stop, rocket display. Freaking biting deer flies are horrendous. I think I already said that, but anyways, yeah, just made it to the gravel here, or off the gravel to the asphalt, and you can tell that freaking road was difficult for sure. To conclude today's off-road driver's training practice, we made it, so that's good. So about that road, once you get across the dike, there's still another 10 miles or so of gravel road on this side of the dike before you get here to the pavement. So let's see, we got a long ways to go still to get around this pavement, but this is the part of the road that I was kind of looking forward to the most. But that last stretch, man, it was you know, as a new rider, I'm not sure if somebody who had any more experience would have gone any faster than I did on these tires and in these conditions. So possibly, but I don't see how. So it was definitely a learning experience on that. It was far different than the dike road itself, because the dike road is more or less 2 tracks of road of tire tracks with almost just a very few pebbles on it. This dang road here was I gotta get my hat. Lord, these bugs are gonna chase me out of here real quick. But anyway, this stretch here, I had to deal with the shade, the shadow of the mountain, as well as maybe 2% of that road was actually hard pack, free of gravel, or with just a little bit of rocks. Everything was either 2 to 3 inches deep gravel with or about an inch of gravel. It was just the right blend of freaking rocks to be your bike's kind of, you get going more than 20-25 miles an hour, it starts fishtailing on you, or really the front wheel starts wandering on you. So definitely regulating speed down because of that. So anyways, not something I would want to hit at full speed, particularly loaded up. So I'm not sure how that would have turned out. But again, today is just, my boxes are very light, almost empty, and so not super realistic of what it would be like with a full load, but whatever, we'll figure that out. And as far as the trip coming up to Minnesota, well, I probably won't be on any dirt roads more than the occasional forest road for just a few miles off of the highway to find a campsite. So this is a good experience and valuable. And now I'm back on the road. Got loose gravel along the sides, along the edges, so we're gonna have to watch for that. Shadows of the mountain. And but still cool scenery. The sun's about to drop behind the whole mountain range itself. So try to wrap this up, get around here to the north end of the Great Salt Lake. The bird refuge is over here, and then the ATK, formerly known as Thicol, rocket displays. So we'll zip through there. Maybe there'll still be a little bit of sun shining on those rockets. But that's about a wrap for the off-road training practice phase of today's Learning to Ride episode. Well, folks, we just missed the sunshine, the sunset shining on the rockets, but we made it. And what a cool spot this is. And look at that gnarly weather building over there. Good grief. Anyway, this place is freaking legit. Used to come out here as a kid. Used to be called Thicol back when I was a kid. Now it's called ATK for some acronym that I don't know what the heck it stands for. But you got NASA out here in Northrop Grumman, and tonnage of cool rocket displays. I mean, look at this place. They used to do the testing out here, where they would ignite these freaking rockets. They'd be mounted to the ground over on the other side of the hills over there, and you could hear it and see the plume from freaking Brigham City from about 40-60 miles away. I mean, it was incredible, but they don't really do that anymore. But this place was instrumental in the space program back in the day. It's always a cool spot to come out and check out. There's some U.S. Navy rockets, some U.S. Air Force rockets. What the heck? And all the smartest people in our families work out here. Pretty much rocket scientists. No joke. Wow. What? Check that out. Dang. That was a gnarly weather system over there, though. Pretty much where I gotta head to, but I think I'm gonna skip it. I think I'm gonna duck it just barely. So anyway, there is the Promontory Mountain Range. What we just drove up, and just over this hill here is the Golden Spike Monument, which is of course where the east met the west on the railroad. So it's a big to-do out here all the time, every year, and I think this year might have been the 150th anniversary, actually. So it's a huge ordeal. There's the GS over there looking fine. Look at that bad boy. Whew. Oh yeah, that is one fine adventure machine. Check this place out. Oh, I think these are just small models, I guess. I don't know. Maybe not. But anyway, that's a wrap for this segment. What I was just going to say was that about halfway through that road back there, the gravelly one, was when I decided to put it into rain mode. And that seemed to help a bit, but so I've since switched to road mode primarily as of a couple days ago, so that's been new. It tones down the ABS and the traction control, which is those two there blinking, and I think it gives maybe a little bit more power to the wheel, a little bit more throttle response. I'm not totally 100% sure because I've read the damn manual twice now and it's hard to interpret what the hell it's trying to say. But yeah, so I switched over to road mode. Things are going well, and I just had to remember to use rain mode when I was on that slick gravel, and it really did seem to help, so that's a good thing. It's been a fun day. I'm gonna stick this time lapse on and cruise on home along the north end of the Wasatch Front here. So See you tomorrow.